Whoop. Hello,
Yay.
hello. Let's see. Fable Fallout 77. Send us your lies, Bethesda.
Tell me, I told Annie when I was leaving, I was like, you're going to hear me call Todd Howard a liar a couple times.
Liar. The crack of that Dr. Pepper Dark Berry.
Also, what is this music and why do I recognize it? Probably because it's from Skyrim and or Oblivion.
I don't know. It also could just be one of those, like...
Ambient noises.
Yeah, well, you think about how much music is made.
They're running late. It's 7:30.
Look, we got a bad... Microsoft set a precedent.
Hey, you better make the big screen.
Okay. You mean like... this?
Yeah, but I was also talking about for us.
Oh, yeah, I'll do that once it starts.
For easier viewing purposes.
Yeah, we'll be fine. Okay, what's everybody in the chat up to while we wait for Bethesda to get their stuff together and get this going? Uh-oh, boys.
Right out the gate.
Here we go.
Rate. Did you get your trash all? I sure did. Blaze, thank you for, do you see it on the table anywhere? Nope. This is not the same Dr. Pepper. We are being sponsored by Dr. Pepper Bottling Company this episode.
That would be awesome.
Bethesda, you're just like your games. You're a little delayed. Everybody give us a 0 out of 10 on what you thought of Microsoft's.
And a 0 out of 10 on how our audio sounds, please.
That too. I would think it's still good, though. The fact that we nailed audio on attempt number 1 gets me.
Gives me hope. Oblivion remaster for PS4.
Dude.
I would actually
be very excited for that.
Except for, when you played the other day, the game does feel really dated these days.
I played
but
the other day?
remaster could, whenever you played on PS Now.
Oh.
I'm going to turn it up for us to hear.
Microsoft 6.5, that's it, boy. I'll say it. I'll say it 8. No decimals here.
Without you, there is no game. There's no one to play it, no one to interact with it.
Just touching that Dr. Pepper can, Brett, for another kidney stone. Rip. Josh, 1 out of 10 on Micro, really? I loved that one. That was a good one.
I say if I was being across the board, my personal rating, games and everything shown, 6 out of 10. If I'm saying just from a pure show standpoint and the way they kept pacing up, I'd say probably 8.
I can see that. I was super excited, though, for Cyberpunk, and all those indie games they showed at the very beginning look really dope. Stream needs to be louder. So by stream, I'm assuming you mean the Bethesda stream.
Yes. I had a feeling. Because it was quieter on our end.
I'm Rush Lambert. Daggerfall was one of the very first games that got me into the old
Let us know how that is if we talk.
And I started out as a 16-year-old gamer who just wanted to bring joy.
I'm going to go up a little bit more. If it's too loud, y'all tell me.
And now I'm game director at
let us know how our voices are in
I'm a game
comparison.
programmer at id Software.
I jinxed us saying that we nailed the audio the first time.
If for some reason you don't know who we are the people from Triangle Squared and Nartech Gaming.
We did not do that the first time.
We didn't, but we assume everyone who's here in the chat with us knows who we are. But if you want to catch our weekly podcast we do for PlayStation called Triangle Squared and PlayStation Podcast, like most of you lovely people.
He says louder. People know how to browse a YouTube channel.
Okay.
Let's say that's good, but I want to get everybody good. Corey, how's it going, boy? Is it still good? Good loud? We need to be louder? Ha 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 ha.
I turned it up twice, so making sure the delay of the stream
That's good. Okay. If anybody else can't hear the stream or can't really hear us in comparison, let us know. Kiki said good. Sweet. Oh, they have the gall to put Fallout 76 in here.
Game seems to be in a pretty good state right now, so.
If it's too loud, you're too old. That's a good reason to live behind. What is that Drake's Uncharted 2?
Nah, I'm pretty sure that was Evil Within 2, but the clothing looked just like Drake in that game. And
that hallway looked like the train.
Yeah.
2 out of 10 sound.
And these laughing baby faces. What are these?
I need to know if 2 out of 10 sound and how to fix it.
All right, then,
Todd Howard, tell me how to jump.
I am really curious to see what this is going to be filled with.
Fable 76.
Please welcome Bethesda's Senior Global Vice President of Marketing, Pete Hines.
What you coming out from the crowd for? Are you trying to do some, like... It'd be cool if he had a mask on, and he just goes up there. I say cool, and I would think it would be funny, so I would like it.
Gets tackled by a security thing, and it's a streaker.
Thank you. Thank you very much. How are you? Feel good?
I'm good. Thanks, Pete.
He don't care.
Awesome. Thank you guys for being here. Thank everyone watching around the world to tuning in to watch our 5th annual
It's a
E3
really weird
showcase.
conference.
God, this is their 5th one?
It's set up so differently.
This is a night dedicated to those who love games.
It could
who
be my
love the
Taco Bell
incredible
connection.
entertainment that games provide. This past year, you fought demons on Mars and Nazis in America. You were assassins in
test
the
it out
Empire,
on my laptop real
adventurers
quick.
in Tamriel, and survivors. A lot of those. And survivors in the Wasteland. And you've embarked on these amazing adventures on PC, console, VR, mobile, or wherever and however.
Hey, I'm going to say
you
something real
choose
quick
to
so I can
play.
hear myself.
And that's the key. You
Saul's
take the
talking to
worlds
himself
that we
over here.
create and you make them yours. You share your experiences with
Oh, yeah,
other
that's
players,
good.
with
You got Taco Bell
friends, and with
connection.
family. With our games, you've built large
It is a
global
pre-theater.
communities that truly matter. This year, we want to give special recognition to the extraordinary Bethesda community. As you saw in our opening video, you mean everything to us.
Thank
I've
you.
almost been at this company for 20 years. And when I first started, one of my first responsibilities was moderating the community forums, chatting with you, and keeping you up to date on our games. It was a great way to start my career at Bethesda because it was the perfect reminder of why we do what we do. And like so many others at Bethesda, I've spent a lot of time with you at events around the world. I've enjoyed meeting so many of
Cool
you and getting
cosplay.
your thoughts and feedback.
Oh.
So tonight, we'll be taking
Oh,
time
you think that was
throughout
Elder
the
Scrolls
show
6?
to hear directly
No, I just
from
thought that
some
was
of
an
you
advertisement
in
for
the Bethesda
like Blades
community.
or something.
We are thrilled tonight to show our fans the lineup of great games we've been creating just for you, including the premiere of some exciting new games, and we'll go deep on Doom Eternal.
Okay, I really don't want that.
What, Doom Eternal?
Yeah, I mean, I want it, but I don't want the E3 conference to go deep on it.
Well, what does deep mean? Fallout 4
Gears of
revealed
War.
deep?
Let's kick it
Gears
off,
of War
and to
Microsoft
get an
level
update
deep.
from our friends
Like,
at
don't
one of the
spend more
most
than
celebrated
3 minutes
development
on it.
studios in the world, Bethesda Game Studios.
Yeah,
Please welcome
Crash
studio
Head,
head
balls
and
deep.
my good friend, Todd Howard.
See, I think that's a
Don't believe his lies.
reasonable game to go deep on, though realistically. They're
What?
bringing him out early.
He could have easily trolled and had the sweet little live song playing when he walked out. I know he's going to say
Thank
some
you.
jokes like he did last year.
Thank you. Great to see everybody. We have had an incredibly exciting year at Bethesda Game Studios. Given some of that excitement, impressed you're still here.
There goes the first joke.
Actually, over the last year, we've had over 60 million players in our games, our most ever. And it's all of you.
Just stop clapping. Let me talk.
Hold up. I am not done.
It's all of you who have made these worlds what they are.
Give me a nylon bag.
Take Fallout 76.
I'm really surprised that got applause.
A type of game we'd never done before. Had a lot of difficulties at launch. And we got a lot of well-deserved criticism. But the team kept working on it, and you kept playing it. And through all of that, something amazing has happened. It's thanks to all of you. This game has one of the best online communities we've ever seen. We made a post-apocalyptic survival game where you can do whatever you want, and everybody's nice to each other. They don't go on killing griefing sprees. They leave food and water for the newbies and wave to each other. I don't know about you. This should give us all hope for humanity when the apocalypse does come. To you. And we have a lot more in store this year for Fallout 76. But first, our latest game, The Elder Scrolls Blades, is in early access.
You got me.
And thanks to all of you, it became our second straight #1 mobile game after Fallout Shelter. Absolutely incredible.
To be fair, I don't really think that that's a bad use of the franchise. Pulling it in the phone and having a
And
weird
to
way
tell
to
you
do
what's
it.
coming
Just
to
to,
Blades,
if
let
nothing
me
else,
introduce
Hey, LGB, welcome back.
Project leader
forcing you to
Craig
think
Lafferty
about
and art
design in a
director
different way for
Matt
phones, you
Garofano.
know? The worst thing they could do with Elder Scrolls is be stagnant, but considering how long they take between releases these days, I doubt that that's something that's a real worry.
Thanks, Todd.
You know?
It's great to be here at E3. And thanks again to all of you for
I'm
making
just gonna
Blades
rest my foot on your
#1.
thigh.
As someone
Thanks,
who's
Saul.
worked on the Elder Scrolls
blanket
for
of comfort
20
just
years,
washed over my left
it's been
thigh.
incredible to bring this world to your phones in an all-new way. We still love those classic dungeon crawlers, and it's clear you do as well.
And whether you're exploring a dungeon or rebuilding your town, it's great to be able to do it wherever you are.
Since it's E3, we're releasing our biggest update yet, featuring all new jobs and solo arena battles. An all-new custom
agree,
jewelry
LGB.
system.
The only reason I say I don't
And
agree is because of how
a
old the
brand
series
new
is. I think
Dragon
it's half
quest
true
line.
and half not. I think the series start, if you play a lot of the older games like Daggerfall, show you
It
that
has even more,
the game
but
would
best
make
of
sense
all,
in
it's
bite-sized
coming out
chunks.
tonight.
But I think that most people who love it think about
So,
it from the Morrowind onward, which
download
does
free
feel so
tonight
big in
and give it
scope
a
that you'd
try.
want a big screen.
And we're also
Well,
hard
it's
at
also
work
especially on a computer, which at the
on
time
our
back
arena
then.
mode for this
big,
fall
big
that will feature
screens,
PvP,
technically.
your own
Yeah.
guilds, and visiting your friends' towns. But most exciting this year,
I wish it was
we're also
sponsored by
bringing
Dr. Pepper
Blades to an
Dark Cherry.
all-new
We should, or
platform.
whatever it is, Dark Berry. We
Switch
should have done it.
Blades.
Should have asked him.
Not cool. What?
See, now this is a good. I was hoping it's going to be on Switch. I was just about to say that that's how you get it on the big screen, but they've already answered that question. So there we go.
So is this like a? It's like
And you know what? That's kind of cool. It's a little gimmicky, but you know, it makes me think of me of playing Skyrim in VR, which is incredibly fun.
Yeah.
There you go.
I can't say I'll play it, but I bet Annie would.
And you know,
she's playing
Blades is
Elder
coming
Scrolls
this
tonight.
fall
Can
to
you-
the
Elder Scrolls
Nintendo
Online.
can you
Switch, and
Chromecast
yes,
games
it's
to your
still
TV
free.
from a phone too?
I don't think so.
Because that would be a
Blades
cool way
is
to
the
also solve
perfect
that.
fit
Maybe-
for the
maybe
Switch.
certain games.
You can play on the go, on your TV, and with motion controls.
Annie's been playing a
But
lot of
best
ESO
all,
lately.
It's cross-play
Annie
and
has?
cross-progression.
Yeah.
I didn't know
with the
she ever
mobile
played it.
version.
Oh, yeah.
So you can
I still have it, and some of the expansions.
So you can
I
start
technically still have
tonight
it.
on
She's
mobile,
playing.
and all your progress will carry over. And it's playable here at E3 in our booth and Nintendo's.
Yeah.
There goes these weird smelling Nestle waters again.
And for those of you playing on mobile, we also have some special rewards for both our Apple
Yeah.
and Google players this week.
Try to
so
stay
download
hydrated.
tonight and let us know
Sorry,
what you
I've got
think.
to.
Thanks again.
I forgot that last episode. Darn.
Now, let me introduce Jeff and Tom to tell you what's coming to Fallout 76.
So I'm actually interested in hearing how they're going to improve with the game, because unlike Anthem and BioWare, they just haven't given up.
We don't know with Anthem and BioWare, but
They
Hi,
give
I'm
it up.
Project Leader Jeff Gardner, and I'm
it's
co-studio
definitely
director
harder to
Tom
tell than
Mustaine.
what they've been doing.
Yeah.
On
So, yeah,
behalf
I
of
give them
everyone at
credit.
Bethesda Game
I give them
Studios,
lots of credit for keeping
we want
on
to
with
thank
it.
the millions of you who have played with us, stuck with us, and helped shape the world of Fallout 76.
And they're really taking it on the chin.
See, the sad thing is that if the game looked
Absolutely.
like it did in the trailer
It's
last year, I would have
incredible
bought
what
it
the game
and
has
played like it,
become.
but it didn't.
You've told us how much you've loved this year's updates so far, from camp building, legendary weapons, player vending, and of course, the dreaded sheep squatch. We've also been working on our biggest update yet. It's called Wastelanders, and it will fundamentally change the game.
Okay.
Now I'm wondering how they're going to approach this. With it being,
It's been some
yeah,
time
is it going to be Forsaken
since
level?
76 opened its door.
You know, where you're paying
We
$40
all
for an expansion, but it
discovered
does
Appalachia
add
isn't quite
essentially
what
a
it
whole
used
new
to
game
be.
on top of what you already had.
We encountered a lot of things.
Honestly,
Overcame a lot of things. I don't think any of us expected
honestly though, if they did a
for
reset
people
like Final Fantasy 14 did,
to actually come back.
Are you from that vault? Can you help us?
Boy, I hope that gets memed.
We've traveled pretty far. Heard there's hope here in Appalachia. Folk rebuilding.
Bethesda going to Obsidian. Can you help us?
We'll fight too, right by your side.
See, the only reason I give them a little bit of free range on this is that Destiny still looks really bad in terms of character interactions and NPCs that are not part of cutscenes. And it seems like it's par for the course with this type of game. What I mean is bad in comparison to most modern games.
Really bad.
If I had to say, I think the game that does look the best, even though we were just trashing it, Anthem had the best NPC interactions, but that doesn't matter when the rest of the game has issues. But my point being,
free for Fallout 76 players. So what does that mean?
Same as free for No Man's Sky players. You remember that?
No.
It's if you buy No Man's Sky, you just can play it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Human NPCs are coming to Fallout 76.
That didn't even dawn on me just then.
Yeah.
That did not dawn on me at all. I forgot they didn't have human
How do they
NPCs.
story work that? You know what I mean?
But a full quest
Probably
line,
ESO.
new rewards, and as you saw, full dialogue trees.
And it was classic dialogue trees. You notice that?
Yeah, unlike
4 that took the Witcher
retelling.
approach.
Year 1 was about the vault doors
Those models do
opening
look
and
horrible,
all of
but
you settling the wasteland.
MMO.
Year 2 is about people coming back to reclaim it. Like previous Fallout games, these characters have their own stories and goals.
Yes,
it's up to
Crash.
you to choose how
They
to
do look
interact with
horrible,
them and
but that's
live
just-
with those consequences.
That was Fallout 4 as
The
well.
Wastelanders update is coming this fall and will be free for all Fallout 76 players.
I do agree. That's a really, I hate that wording.
Yeah,
'Cause it
it's
sounds
almost like
it sounds like, so do you pay for it if you buy Fallout 76
And in the
after
spirit of free, we're
the
doing something
release?
special just for E3. Fallout 76 is going to have a free trial for everyone starting tomorrow.
You know what? I actually may try that.
That's actually, yeah. Like I said, I'm not gonna spend money on the game.
That's right.
Same.
But just to dip my heels or my
That's right,
heels
it's
in the water and see how bad it is.
time to see what Fallout 76
Or good. I
and
mean,
its
I
growing
would love for it
community
to
have become.
prove me wrong.
That's
We
true.
can't wait to welcome
I've heard
all
more
of you.
bad than good though.
And because so many of you are going to be joining us, we thought we'd also give you a sneak peek this week at an all-new game mode. Check it out.
Battle Royale. It's the hot thing from last year.
Yeah, LTB made a good point. If they say it's free, then people would think it's a free part of the game. Like it's a free-to-play
Standalone.
version.
Yeah.
Your first test was making it to the vault. Now, your real trial begins. Currently, there is no overseer of Vault 51.
That's what's funny, Crash.
Perhaps you will be the one.
This is a new engine. Or really, really, really modified heavily from Fallout 4.
Serious need
Which
of
is
leadership.
heavily modified for Fallout 3, isn't it?
Which is heavily modified from Skyrim.
That's right. That's what it was. I knew it was a last gen game.
Yeah, it's
Down
the
to death is the
creation
only
engine, I
sure
think it's what it's
way
called.
to judge the superior candidate.
So you can become the overseer.
Should prove interesting.
I don't see the point of that.
When's the first time you ever heard this song, Saul?
So when's the first time I ever heard
Yep.
the song?
Tony Hawk's Underground 2.
No, I heard it way before that.
It's the first time I ever heard
My
the
dad
song.
liked Johnny Cash.
My grandpa did, but I just never paid attention to it enough.
Was the song in Underground 2?
Yes, it was. When you were in Spain, it played a lot.
I don't remember that. Is this boy Battle Royale mode? Oh, you know what? The Ring of Fire and stuff. It is a Battle Royale mode.
That's fine. Why not? Realistically.
There can only be one overseer. Good luck.
So why? Because of the Battle Royale?
Fuck yeah, we put a battle royale in Fallout 76. That's right. Nuclear Winter is a battle royale born from the Fallout universe. From power armor to perk cards, from camp building to contending with wasteland creatures, and of course, my personal favorite, nukes. It's a great free addition to an already huge game. We love playing it, and we think you will too.
I'm glad that one person had to start the applause for the rest of the auditorium.
Check out the sneak peek and let us know what you think. Remember, all of Fallout 76, including Nuclear Winter, is free to try this week on all platforms.
So is Nuclear Winter the Battle Royale
I'm on vacation.
mode?
I feel like wasting time.
So jump in tomorrow. We can't wait to see you.
Thanks again.
I'm going to be honest, man. Battle Royales are here to stay, whether you want them to or not.
They are, but...
Everything we've talked about that's coming
Is
this
Elder
year
Scrolls 6 gonna have Battle
is
Royale?
free. We get to represent
Done in the
hundreds
Oblivion
of
Arena
passionate
style.
developers across 4 studio
Now
locations
we're
in North
talking.
America working on
That'd be cool for,
multiple
like, one-on-one.
projects.
Yeah, that's what I mean,
Yes,
like, going
we're
through,
still
like,
hard
a-
at work
That's
on
not
our
Battle Royale
next
at
gen
that point.
RPGs, Starfield,
I guess that's true.
and of course, Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah, we know. Come on, show us the CGI trailer with no release date.
All they're going to do is just talk
We
about it.
know how precious these game worlds are
Prove
to
me wrong,
all of
Todd.
you, and they are to us. We know the time you spend in them is important. Keep telling us what you
Atlas
love,
did the Battlefield
what you'd
version
like
of
to see us
Battle
do
Royale
better.
hit already?
Thank you again,
I thought it was
everybody,
already
for
out.
your support.
I knew
but
it was
really,
a
even
similar
more
idea,
so,
though.
wanna
Fire, I
thank
think,
everybody
closes in.
for believing in us. Thank you.
E3's over. Let's go home.
Please welcome the founder of Tango Gameworks, Mr. Shinji Mikami.
There we are. The Evil Within 3, I assume.
Yep. There you go, Corey.
As much as I know Liam wanted it to be Dino Crisis, they're owned by Bethesda completely.
Hello.
Hello.
I still need to finish 1. 1 was a good game. I heard 2 was even better.
I'd like
Didn't
to
care for
start
1.
by greeting
I still
my
own it.
team in Tokyo. It's Monday morning there, but they are watching. みんなおはようございます。今日真面目にやるよ。
This may be my favorite piece of news out of this E3.
Tonight, I am excited to announce the next game from Tango.
I hope it's actually not the Evil Within, if I'm being honest.
Wire
Thank
Tokyo.
you. Just because I want to see something new.
New IP. Cool.
Yeah.
Sorry to get your hopes up, Corey.
Sorry, Kiki.
That too.
It is an action-adventure game in which you will fight paranormal enemy and rid the city of supernatural evil.
So Evil Within 1.
I think you love it. To tell you more about Ghostwire Tokyo,
Kiki said.
here is creative
Oh,
director
Lord.
at Tango, Ikumi Nakamura.
See, now this is exciting because realistically, why come out and do some other? She cute.
Wow, wow.
Anyway,
so many people. Wow. Thank you. ありがとうございます。
come on, girl. Tell me what's up. Show me this game. I want to see what's going on.
And such a big stage makes me nervous. I'll do my best to speak in English. We are making a new kind of action-adventure game. It's spooky. But not the survival horror game that we are known for.
Okay.
People are vanishing in Tokyo. You must find out why. You will encounter conspiracies and the occult. You have to explore the world, face challenges to uncover the truth and save humanity.
The Konami surprise announcement? I
In
have
the
no
game,
idea.
you will meet
A
spirits.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Pachinko
Some
machine.
dangerous, some peaceful.
Metal Gear Solid 1 remake.
And survivors
no.
that each have their own stories.
I don't know for sure.
You will need to ask yourself, it is normal or paranormal? I ask myself this question every time I go to the office. Just kidding, just kidding, just kidding. We are very excited. Let's take a look. 見てね. Thank you. Bye-bye.
So at least we get a trailer. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm hoping we actually see gameplay, if nothing else, too. But I don't think so. Either way, I'm happy to see people pushing new IP.
They copied Persona. Well, that's some glamour imagery.
Great looking trailer. Be even better if the game looked like this, but too much to ask.
To be fair, there was some scary scenes in Evil Within 1.
Oh.
Cell's here.
I'm digging the aesthetics here.
No,
no. The Shiba Inu. I love those dogs.
Oh, you're my hero. Thank you, Atlas. You're my hero as well. Hey, it's Hawkeye.
Oh,
that's
what?
Pretty dope. Ooh, I like it.
Already got me. This is cool.
Well, don't forget, Evil Within had some really, really cool trailers.
That is real. That is true.
Even though I implore anybody that likes.
Well, look, ramen.
I am hungry now.
You should be sold. I am really digging this aesthetic, though.
Don't fear the unknown. Attack it.
So am I going to attack this trailer?
Why do I feel like this is potentially a next-gen game?
Probably so. That trailer was really cool, though.
It is, but it's also just really vague, and in a good way.
Right.
When I'm not playing Bethesda games,
Part of what I really liked about Death Strandings, but
I work in a hospital. I used to work with kids.
I'm an electrician.
I'm an event planner.
In real life, I'm a systems administrator.
Program assistant for a private school for children with autism.
I'm trying to be an artist. I like to think of myself as one.
Make like back-end systems that it's really boring.
Maybe permanently or temporarily and full-time streamer.
I got a YouTube channel.
I make my own yarn.
I'm a social worker.
Teaching inmates.
I'm a game developer working at a video game cafe.
I've been a Doom fan since the game came out. I remember being in the 8th grade and a buddy of mine giving me the shareware demo on 3.5-inch floppy disks.
My older brother picked up Fallout 3 and I took his copy and played it when he wasn't home.
Fallout 4. Oh my gosh, that's like my baby.
The scope of that game was just like a lot bigger than things I was used to.
Just setting foot.
Sometimes I feel bad for crapping on Fallout 4 because I realize that if it's your first time coming into a Bethesda experience,
that's what I was just thinking. Like she says, my baby, I was gonna say, I'm so sorry.
I know, but
you know, I'm not trying to take the enjoyment out of anybody's fun. First of all, let me make that clear. I did not like it at all. If you enjoyed the game, good for you. I'm not gonna hate you or try to take that experience away from you.
I tell you, it probably saved my life.
It was one of my first experiences with a fantasy world. That
okay, she's dressed like Prey. That's what I was trying to figure out in the beginning.
Yeah, Morgan,
Love the dragons. Scatter the dragons.
You take down a dragon, you can definitely take down any illness.
Don't ever stop adding dragons to your game. Add dragons to Fallout. Add dragons to Rage. Add dragons to everything.
Would you consider a Deathclaw a dragon?
More dragons.
Huh?
Would you consider a Deathclaw a dragon?
No, but you can make a dragon-esque thing. That'd be kind of cool.
Annie better be watching because she's probably about to get excited for this.
Does she play with anybody, or she just like playing it by herself?
She just plays by herself.
Wow, thank you.
Elder memes. I got a shirt.
Thanks. Thank you, everyone. Wow, thank you. Yeah! And I just want to shout out to our friend Greg there, the one in the video that really loves dragons. I'm happy to say, Greg, the Elder Scrolls Online has dragons.
I wonder if that's something new. Is that something new?
Yeah, relatively.
Right now, in fact, players are deep into the season of the dragon, our year-long story about greed, revenge, cat people, and of course, dragons. Tonight's focus on the community resonates with me and everyone at ZeniMax Online Studios because ESO literally would not exist without you. Watching you play the game, streaming, telling stories, hearing your feedback, we understand that you are the most important part of the world of Tamriel.
Thank you. Thank you for making ESO the extraordinary adventure it is today. The past year has been a huge success for ESO. More Game of the Year awards, millions more players have joined. So many, in fact, that we recently
That's true.
So many, in fact, that we recently added more server capacity just to support all the new players in Tamriel. ESO just keeps getting bigger and better. Just a few days ago, we launched the Elder Scrolls Online elsewhere.
I also just don't think they're ready to talk about Anthem yet, if they even have
the latest
plans
chapter
to
in the
continue
game where
with
you're
it.
able to visit for the
Cataclysm
first time
may
the
determine
homeland of
that.
the Khajiit, as well as
Hard to
Control the
say, hard
Dead
to
as
say.
the new Necromancer class. And if,
Ooh, a
if
Necromancer
you
class.
haven't played it yet, Elsewhere is the perfect starting point for new players.
I'm down to try that.
You
I already have the game.
You had my curiosity, but
Give
now
me
you have
Guild
my
Wars
attention.
1 Necromancer. Give me no. I'm kidding. I like Necromancers in general. But Guild Wars 1 Necromancer was
It is crazy. I
perfection.
saw, like, you talk about Destiny having
Now,
some weird
I'm
character
really
models.
excited
Boy,
to show you what happens
there's some
next.
things in this game that look
Check
straight
out
out of last gen.
the world
Oh, and
I was watching her play the other night. I'm just like, man, I don't remember the game looking that bad.
Yeah, it technically was a cross-gen game, right?
I believe so. I'd want to play this on PC though if I ever deep dive back into it.
Yeah. But their mega server is not all people playing together, right? Sadly. I don't think there's any crossplay.
I don't know. Yeah, release this game wasn't that great. Like, it took the big expansion to come out like 2 years ago or 3 years ago for it to get really good.
Well, release on consoles, release on PC. It was really bad at release on PC. Release on consoles was better.
Corey is the one that said that, so
I don't know if he ever had a gaming PC. You notice most of these stories of games that end up being huge successes, even though they start bad, is because it's the first time these companies have made a game like this.
What's crazy is that with Fallout 76, one thing I attribute to something that's scary is that they actually pulled around ESO quite quickly compared to 76.
Yeah. Comparatively, it took a good year before ESO was up and going good, and that's where 76 is at. You know what I mean?
Well, it wasn't quite a year.
Well, no, we're talking about...
And it also didn't have the mariage problems that 76 did either. But it
Well,
had,
Tamriel Unlimited was already different than the PC release. I don't know if you remember that. So the game was already out for a year before it hit consoles, and it was in a rough state.
Yeah.
And then that was kind of their soft reboot,
Well, I'm
not
talking about the
quite
release
the 15
I'm talking about the release
or
we got.
14 level.
So is the Necromancer have to be Skeleton Spooky Boy? Because I don't want to be a Skeleton Spooky Boy.
I doubt it, but it could be. Also, that could just be armor. Who knows?
That also looks just like old dude from Divinity 2, Bane.
Did you watch that the Baldur's Gate 3 teaser?
Oh, I sure did.
Oh, it's dope.
It was. They hit everything on the nail right for me. Larian, they hit music, they hit Eldritch themes.
Mm-hmm. Had some Death Stranding early trailer vibes in it too, with all the things in the sky.
Yeah.
Dragons are scared of cats. Everyone knows that.
I know Annie is loving this trailer right now.
Oh, this is a dope trailer. But this game always has killer trailers.
It's the fact that it has Khajiit in it.
Yeah, sure. Is that what she plays?
Yes.
That's not surprising.
Doctor Strange and ESO. Oh, didn't see anybody look like Doctor Strange. Corey, I'll have to pay attention.
Well, no, how everybody showed up out of nowhere.
Oh. Okay, so I just never realized how big that dragon is compared to the ones in Skyrim.
Well,
That's a
they're
massive
varied
dragon.
in size in Skyrim.
Yeah, but there's none that big.
I don't know. I don't remember.
That was like an ant on their wing. That was massive. Look at how big that dragon is. So this sounds to me like they're raid enemies or raid bosses, perhaps.
That would be amazing.
Oh no. Annie is now sad. Oh,
Khajiit has wares. If you have coin. He gives him a bag of gold and suddenly he feels better. Good trailer.
So is the Necromancer the skeleton, or was that the prediction of the Necromancer?
That's what I'm curious about too. Is it like a what do they even call that? Well, I can't think of it. But yeah, is it just
a Draugr?
Well, it wouldn't be a Draugr at that point. But I just mean like, would it be
That's right, another
something that was brought up by the Necromancer that's fighting on his
the return of
behalf?
Sai Sahan, the legendary Red Guard Swordmaster. He's the legendary Red Guard Swordmaster you met as part of the original 5 companions. He's back as the leader of the Dragon Guard, a group of dragon hunting warriors you've seen in other Elder Scrolls games. He'll be featured in our 4th quarter story DLC named Dragonhold.
I kind of actually do want to try it again because I didn't mind it. We played it for a good 20 hours that one time we got back into it.
A little bit longer than that,
which will unveil at QuakeCon later this summer.
Because we got away to the Morrowind.
Yeah.
But yeah, like watching Annie play, it still seems kind of clunky and stuff for me to not really.
Yeah.
But now if they update it,
I bought the last update, not the last one, the one before it.
I forgot what that one was.
So much for your support of the Elder Scrolls Online. We're humbled by your enthusiasm. Your enthusiasm for the game motivates us every day.
Well, I wonder if it's any different on PS4 Pro.
Are seriously awesome. Thank you.
Neither of us had a Pro when we played it.
Yeah.
And Annie doesn't have a Pro, does she?
And that's where I see the clunkiness from.
But I have something else to talk about. The Elder Scrolls Online isn't the only game in
Atlas said they did a
ZeniMax
quality of
Online
life
Studios.
changes a few months back that made it a little more beginner friendly.
We have several other projects, one of which we're ready to reveal tonight.
They have spent a long
to tell us
time
all
on this.
about it is the game's creative director, Kira Schlitt.
But I think it's partially because of the long trailer.
Hi, everyone. And now, for something completely different. Imagine a classic Saturday morning cartoon in free-to-play mobile game form. Let's take a look.
What? Is this that Johnny Test Cartoon Network show?
Never watched Johnny Test. I watched Johnny Quest.
Yeah.
Bethesda, you're not really hitting it right now, unfortunately for me.
This looks like a browser game.
It does, which is pretty much what mobile games are nowadays anyways. Yeah, there are some impressive mobile games. Hey, this kind of reminds me of the Tim Schafer game.
Whoa, which one? Psychonauts?
No. It's the octopus one.
Oh, yeah, the Day of the Tentacle.
Day of the Tentacle, yeah. Kind of remind me of that a little bit. And I played in that game.
So, there's a new branch on Commander Keen's family tree, and they're heading to iOS and Android. If you're hearing about Commander Keen for the first time, it was one of the first PC action games created by id Software in the early 90s. Yeah.
Was it really?
That's probably why it looks the way it did.
It starred boy genius Billy Blaze, whose alter ego Commander Keen protected Earth. All of us at ZeniMax Online Studios want to give a really big thanks to our friends at id for trusting us to deliver our modern take on this classic game. So, tonight, as we introduce Commander Keen to a new generation of players, we're also introducing the next generation of heroes. Meet Billy. And Billy. Twin geniuses who follow in their famous father's footsteps.
Who has twins and names on the same
The
name?
new commanders are, of course, funny and powerful.
How
but the
fucking
game is also
confusing would
full of
that be?
enemies.
Get in here now,
and
Billy!
Some really bad guys. The twins build wacky
Man, y'all
gadgets
really
from
spending time on
household
this?
items to save the Earth from
You see
certain
Blaze?
alien destruction.
They look like my
Drag
kids.
and drop gadgets to summon allies, attack enemies, and move through the environment. Choose from a caboodle of contraptions to conquer challenges. And
that
try
looks
saying
like a
that
mobile
5
game.
times fast.
That
The
does.
twins go on adventures in story mode, which tells some of the classic Commander Keen tales, as well as a whole bunch of brand new ones. In story mode, you'll overcome aliens, collect power-ups, and explore Mars and beyond. You can also go helmet to helmet with other players in battle mode.
Oh, cool.
A real-time, head-to-head race through an alien
That's Donovan's
landscape
girlfriend.
where you need to control checkpoints and claim the flag to gain ultimate victory. Commander Keen will soft launch this summer on iOS and Android phones.
There you go. That's fine.
So please go visit gokeen.com to pre-register to receive unique in-game rewards and hot Commander Keen launch updates. We really can't wait to kick some asteroid with you all. Thanks.
The Square one is tomorrow night at 7:30 our time or 8 our time. It's replaced Sony.
Yeah, and I think it's 8 hour time. The
Yeah.
more I think about it. With
Thank
Sony's
you, Kira.
slot.
At
We'll be doing
Bethesda,
that too.
We, like
if you want
Yeah.
to join us.
We'll be doing
love
Square
mobile
Nintendo.
games.
That's
In addition
pretty
to
much it.
Blades and the upcoming Commander Keen,
Bethesda
millions of you have enjoyed
3.3
Fallout
out of 10.
Shelter.
So
Now
far.
reached over 150
Is this Fallout
million
Shelter again,
downloads
dude?
And counting.
How many mobile games are they going to show?
For fans of collectible card games, we brought the Elder Scrolls Legends to mobile, so you could
Yeah,
experience
6
the Elder
p.m. your time,
Scrolls
Kiki. It's
in a
8
new
p.m. my
way.
time. Thank you for confirming
This year,
that
the
for me.
Legends community has continued to grow thanks to a lot of upgrades, new features, and new content.
3
It's
mobile
a great
games.
experience for
You got
a night
Blades,
of gaming
that
or a
one, and
quick
then this
match
one.
over a cup of coffee.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably a pretty lucrative market for them if we're being
Dude,
honest.
are they seriously? Okay, this is Legends. 4 mobile games. Hearthstone is cornered this market. Hey, Magic Arena, I'm sure.
Well, Hearthstone's kind of slowed down, right?
Yeah, but Magic Arena has sped up. If
Yeah,
anything,
and that's the very similar style, right?
Yeah. Well, it's the exact same rules of Magic. It's just in the same aesthetic. Of,
I think what's crazy about this is it took them a long time to get the Elder Scrolls Legends going, in comparison to what I saw from Hearthstone and the other.
You didn't type that before, Corey. Man, if only they could have some cool commercials for, 6. Man, it's a card game. It doesn't need this kind of commercial. Is that a penguin? Do they exist in the Elder Scrolls universe? Now, see how cool this would be if it was a physical card game.
Yeah, I'd like that. Not like we'd ever have time to play the damn thing.
Oh, no, I'd make time. Destiny, bye-bye.
Make your play.
You best believe if a new card game came out.
Did you try out your other one?
I was about to say, I still need to learn how to play Keyforge.
Yeah.
Me and Andy will probably do that this week sometime. Man, y'all are really riding this Skyrim soundtrack, aren't y'all?
They're riding that Dragons too, boy.
Boy, are them Yu-Gi-Oh effects? Bethesda, you're trying. I give you that. But you're not trying hard enough. You need to be better.
See? Dragons. If you
So
enjoy
I said,
other
what
card
dragon?
games but are looking for something that provides a little deeper challenge, you can download Legends for free on the App Store and begin playing tonight. Legends' next expansion, Moons of Elsewhere, will be available on June 27th for PC, Mac, mobile, and tablet. You can head over to Bethesda.net to get a glimpse
Next
at the new cards
expansion?
and content, or play it this week in our booth.
Yeah, they had an expansion last year.
I'll see you there, clapping.
I remember that.
Now, speaking of new content, 3 weeks ago, we released Rage 2, and now Insanity Rules.
Has that been 3 weeks? Boy, I beat that
And now
game quick.
Insanity Rules for millions of players around the world. But we wanted to do more than just deliver a critically acclaimed open-world shooter. We've already added community challenges that reward you just for having fun in the wasteland, and we've got
Game
a lot
played
more
incredibly
planned
well.
with new
I could be learning how to play
features rolling
Keyforge with my wife
out
or playing
this week.
Destiny,
The world
Crash.
of
I
Rage 2
understand.
will become even more unpredictable and even more insane. Take a look.
I keep forgetting I have Keyforge. I'm glad we brought that back up.
I didn't dislike my time with Raid 2 at all.
Was
And
it
as
worth
long-
$60?
It's worth 40.
Is that the same guy from Fallout 4?
See, that would have been cool in the game from the get-go. Game is super fun to play though, from a feeling standpoint.
I bet. I heard is it still kind of empty?
Yeah. I mean, it's an empty game, but when you are in fight sequences, it's incredibly fun. Hey, I would have also liked that.
So it's kind of curious why this stuff wasn't, in the game at launch, not 3 weeks later. Is this a free update?
Probably.
I hope so.
I think that they already said that.
Are there aliens in this?
Or they've already teased one.
White Walkers.
That's my next tattoo.
It actually looks like the Rippers from Days Gone.
Kinda, yeah.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mech.
There's a huge difference between the two. Oh, I see what he's saying. Between this and Borderlands 3. Yeah. I'm really excited for Borderlands 3.
But Borderlands 3, if I'm being dead honest, I can go ahead and tell you right now, it's not going to feel as good to play. But if it's more full, which Borderlands 2 was not a very packed to the brim with stuff game, even though it had a big world. So unless Borderlands 3 does something to address that, I can see them being same or issues in areas where there shouldn't be. This game plays fantastically, but it's empty. But if that game is not empty, but doesn't play quite as smoothly, you're just trading one thing for another. So at that point, it just depends on what you like.
I'll definitely pick this game up when it goes on sale.
Please welcome.
I think you'd love it as a $20 game.
Wolfenstein?
Jörg Gustafsson.
Yeah, there's that new standalone expansion for Wolfenstein 2 that they're probably going to talk about. But we'll see. It could be something new.
After liberating America from the Nazi scum in Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus, this year we take you back to Europe with 2 new Wolfenstein games.
Exactly, LTB.
First, we are bringing Nazi killing into virtual reality with
I like how you know him on a personal level.
with Wolfenstein Cyberpilot. As
This is kinda cool sounding.
hacker working for the French resistance, you will take control of Nazi war machines and turn them against their creators. Cyberpilot will be available this July, and it's playable this week in our E3
Is this a VR game?
I can't tell.
The cursor looks really weird. Unless it's one of those that snaps back to center if you let go of it.
Maybe. I've been very curious about about Wolfenstein 2 because the first one game just did not catch me at all.
See, and LGB, I like the first
As
game
I
a lot.
said,
The new
we
first
have
game.
2 new Wolfenstein games.
Definitely pick it up if you can for like 10
This summer,
or
we
$5.
are going to be launching Wolfenstein Youngblood.
This is the
Okay, never
standalone
mind. I
DLC.
have heard this.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought that was something else or something.
And these are going to be Blazkowicz's daughter or whatever.
With a
Yeah, I
gameplay
remember that now.
experience that is bigger than any previous Wolfenstein game. You will have more
I think I want to
weapons
try 2. It
and
looks so
weapon
different from the
upgrades than
first
ever
one.
before, more ways to customize your playstyle,
And it's gotta be cheap
of
at this point,
course,
right?
Even more evil
I
Nazis
don't think
to
so.
kill.
$30, maybe less.
I should look at the E3 sale that everybody has going on and see if it's on there.
And in Youngblood, you can kill those Nazis with a friend.
So it's co-op. That's cool.
Yeah. Which is a good idea.
Yes, Wolfenstein is going co-op. Youngblood is set in the 1980s, 2 decades after the new Colossus.
It's $59.99.
DJ
Boy,
Blazkowicz
it's
is
no tax.
missing
Crazy.
in Nazi-occupied Paris, and it's up to his twin daughters, Jess and Soph, to track him down.
So that makes
In
sense on why it's
Youngblood, you
co-op.
can still play by yourself, or you can partner with a pal
So
to double up on shooting.
I assume that if you play by yourself, you have an
killing
AI
Nazis.
companion.
Probably, yeah.
Check it out.
Or maybe she's just not even there.
That'd be a little weird though if it's supposed to be both of you going to look for it. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, that's how games like
That's
Cuphead
where
are.
Papa is, so that's where we're going. We can find him
together. I may have an assignment suitable for two Nazi killers such as yourself.
The game looks way better than the first one.
Yeah, the first one was also a cross-gen game, though.
It was, I know.
Boy, that's some Breaking Bad execution right there.
Yeah.
Stewardesses.
The gunplay looks a lot better than the first game to me. Way more engaging. And I don't think the first game was 60 frames per second.
I don't think it was either.
And if it was, I definitely don't remember it feeling very good.
This game goes on sale a lot on PC. I'll probably pick it up there.
Yeah,
like
it's in a good spot for it.
It goes like $14.99 sometimes.
Definitely if the Plat's impossible.
Oh, is it?
That's what he. One of them said. I think Atlas said it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that.
I actually appreciate the gunshots being tied into the beat.
Yeah, that's always something impressive to see too, when done right.
Just enjoy life for a second, Jess.
Wolfenstein Youngblood releases on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC on July 26th.
Okay, about a month and a half away.
Wonder how much it's going to cost.
And if you can't wait, stop by our E3 booth to play this week. Thank you.
I'm gonna guess 40.
I think that's what the Old Blood was.
Was it? No.
And now,
I think it was,
I'd
or
like to
30.
welcome to the stage my dear friends
At
from
launch.
Arcane Lyon, who worked with us
Oh,
on
higher.
these two Wolfenstein games, Dinga and Sebastian.
Oh, Arcane. So they were a support studio for the game. I'm wanting to see what Arcane's doing, and I hope that this isn't talking more about the game, and this is instead them talking about their own original project, with Dishonored dying down and Prey kind
We
of.
love you too.
You know.
Let's pray too.
Hi, I'm Dinga Bakaba and game
That was
director
at Fable
at
time,
Arcane
baby.
Lyon. Bonsoir, I'm Sébastien
Fable time
Mitton, art
indeed.
director in the same studio. So, along with partnering with our good friends at Machine Games on Wolfenstein, we've been working on other projects at Arcane Lyon. And tonight, we're excited to announce our latest first-person action game. It's something innovative, stylish, and different from anything we've done before.
Okay, so something new.
Let me begin by saying bienvenue to the frozen island of Black Reef. This is a place of mystery, where looks can kill. The game takes place during what we say in French is a période de folie, a time of madness. And now that we've given you a small taste of the world, let us introduce you to our two deadly rivals, Colt and Juliana.
What in the world was that opening? Oh, yeah, it's Death Stranding.
This place isn't a paradise.
I really like their aesthetic take on stuff. I think Arcane, even
Yeah, they
though,
do a good job of it.
Even though Prey wasn't a fantastic game to me,
Dishonored makes up for it.
well, but I think Prey still looked really cool. Like its aesthetic was awesome.
Yeah, I can see
and
that.
yeah, and Dishonored more than makes up for the fact that Prey was less than perfect, which is fine. Prey was okay. I just don't, you know, I didn't feel great for spending $60 on it, but that's okay.
My life's purpose is on this island.
And I can't let this go on any longer. The more days I repeat,
The longer that I'm out here,
the more certain I am.
Kind of does a lot of We Happy Few. Like so the characters got
the
me.
only way to protect the cycle
The only way to break this cycle
is to kill you.
But with this weird sci-fi edge to it, it's like if you put it in a modern setting. See, that shit's cool.
This would be cool. It's a multiplayer game.
Yeah.
You have to hunt the other person down and kill them.
Yeah.
And you have another player kind of hunting you
Well,
down.
what did they describe the game as? Didn't they say it was going to be?
I didn't. I wasn't paying attention. I was paying attention to chat.
Time is on my side.
Oh, Deathloop. I like the name. A lot of interesting games coming out with the idea of looping time over and over again.
Yeah, like that 12 seconds game.
Yeah.
The game looks dope. What they paying to her? She looks so unhappy.
Deathloop combines a mind-bending story with meticulously designed levels and, of course, arcane signature gameplay that lets you approach every situation any way you like.
That's cool.
I'm down for this.
Because in the endless clash between these two extraordinary assassins, how you play is up to you.
Plus, I think it's really fucking cool.
Cussed again, guys.
Excuse my
But he's
French.
French. It's cool.
Yeah, maybe you should have said that in French, actually.
Maybe not.
But it's also pretty fucking true. Because we will take you on a trip unlike any other. And we really hope that you enjoy
I love
the ride.
Dishonored, so give me
Merci
anything
beaucoup.
close to
Thank
Dishonored
you very much.
in terms of interesting gameplay and
originality.
The possibility to do things the way that you want to do them.
So that's one.
I'm telling you, dude, Dishonored 2 is one of the most open games I have ever played. For it to still be a linear game.
I think the sense of community is really.
Is this the same thing?
Helped me as a person because I'm typically very isolated.
It's definitely very confidence building.
It's brought me out of my shell and stopped being an introvert.
I could like be a hero and do all these things.
You find really creative, really fun, really talented.
That's one cool
people.
game though so far that I'm looking forward to
that
from
I've only
this.
known as a character.
Probably made more friends online than I have in real life.
The games that you bring out just helps people, honestly.
My parents were refugees from the Vietnam War, which is why I'm also fascinated by elements of war.
Playing these games just kind of put me out of the worry and the stress.
I was in a dark place for a while, and I told myself I wasn't going to be there anymore. And so now the only dark places that I'm allowed to go are in dungeons and ESO.
Just being someone who is LGBT, it's nice to be able to sit down and play these games and feel accepted for who I am.
It's really nice to see that their storyline has some sort of emotional effect on me as a player.
And I just really admire the creativity that goes into the process of making these big worlds with these amazing stories.
Corey wasn't kidding earlier in chat. He said that man has some killer cheekbones.
Yeah, he does.
I didn't know who he was talking about because I really wasn't paying attention to each person except that girl who was from
Building
Prey.
these fantastic worlds
Trying to
and
figure out who
telling
she
these
was.
stories
Mhm.
comes from a passion to deliver the very best experiences for our players.
Who is that?
Hi, I'm James Altman, Director of Publishing at
James
Bethesda.
Altman, obviously.
He looks way too familiar.
It's like he answered your question right on time.
And I'm Robert Duffy, Chief Technology Officer at id Software.
Good on you, buddy. Your game ran perfectly flawlessly. 60 frames per second, no drops. Open world. Even
Tonight
if it
we
was
have
empty.
some exciting new technology to show you that can dramatically improve gaming for millions.
So for the past 2 decades, we've approached game development not by looking at what is possible today, but with a vision of what can be possible tomorrow. And at Bethesda, we're proud of our legacy of innovation, where again and again we've changed the industry. We were the first to use physics-based engines for sports games. We were groundbreakers with go anywhere, do anything, open world RPGs. We are the inventors of the first-person shooter, which is now the world's most popular form of gaming. We are pioneers in downloadable content and the first to bring mods to consoles. And actually, since we first brought mods to consoles
I
in
can't believe they brought that
2016,
up.
Horse
there
armor.
have been 1 billion mod downloads for Fallout and Skyrim.
Even though I don't use the mods on console, partially because they're so limited by PlayStation, I really appreciate the fact that they did it.
The coolest one on Xbox is I installed it on my PC when I was installing mods the other day.
Yes,
And it's
that
another
is the
start.
original VR
Just let you
headset
start how you
held
want.
together by
Yeah.
tape and
I've
worn
seen a
by
couple
our
of
very
those I
own
like.
Tim Willits. And of course, we are well known as developers of best-in-class engine technology with our id Tech engine.
Dude, I was really impressed
Innovation
that
and
Raid 2 ran
creativity
so
is in
well.
our DNA.
I was really impressed
and
with
all
how
of these
how
advances
fun
were
Doom
done
was.
with one goal in mind:
Also.
to improve player experiences.
While having a
So
decent
tonight,
story.
we have exciting new technology to announce.
We're going to show you
New
the
engine.
result of years of research and development. Cutting-edge game engine-based technology we've developed specifically for game streaming.
Now, we'd like to introduce you to
Is
Orion.
everybody doing game stream?
Okay.
Orion is a tremendous breakthrough in streaming technology.
How many times I have to hear that
It is
this
our name
year?
for a group of patented technologies that optimize game engines for performance in a cloud environment.
Okay.
Orion can work with any game engine and will improve player experiences no matter which game
So
you're playing.
what this
or whether you're
seems like
streaming
is a
on
middle
Stadia,
ground
on
between
xCloud, or
serving
another
a
streaming
service,
platform.
streaming
So,
services
how does
to
Orion
improve
work?
the back-end engine
The exciting
to
game
be able
streaming
to work.
services you've been hearing so much about have largely focused on hardware solutions to address the complex challenges of streaming.
Yeah.
There's a lot of words. We used our
So why?
expertise in developing game engine software and took a different approach. By incorporating Orion technology at the game engine level, we're able to stream game content up to 20% faster per frame, leading to a dramatic reduction in latency. In addition, an Orion-enabled game can stream with up to 40% lower bandwidth. And happily, for game developers, Orion technology is easy to integrate with your game build with our SDK.
But what does that mean for you? It means that streaming games will be faster and better with Orion. And Orion substantially reduces the cost of streaming for players and for publishers. So it won't matter if your friends and family are sucking up all the bandwidth or if you live far away from a data center. With Orion, you'll still be able to stream your game at max settings.
X to doubt.
Yeah, but if it does work the way they are talking about, I wonder if this is somehow tied into Stadia and Stadia's promise of getting better from what we've seen so far. You know what I mean?
It's just I keep hearing promises for 4K 60 frames at 35.
Now, as with any new computer
Sounds
technology,
too good to be true.
One must ask the question, can it play Doom?
Until I have this technology in my hands, just like Stadia, it's going to be something I'm going to be skeptical of. And the SSD of the
First-person
PS5.
shooter with native 4K resolution at 60 frames per second. Let's see.
Well, it won't be native because you're streaming it, so there's going to be streaming artifact.
Not only that, but well, never mind. I was going to say we technically can't see a controller.
I'd like to introduce Shale Williams, tech specialist from
Someone's
id
going to break this
Software,
down too.
who is showing you just that here live on stage.
So Shale is streaming an Orion-enabled Doom 2016 right now to that mobile device. As you can see, there is no reduction in visual fidelity. That's Doom at 60 frames per second without perceptible latency. And we want you all
There was just delay again.
Hold on, I'm trying to double check. This is going to need to be a
as we
frame-by-frame
test and refine it.
analysis, you know?
So for a chance to be among the first in the world to stream Doom 2016 for free, all you need to do is join the Doom Slayers Club by registering at slayersclub.com tonight. Because everybody could use a little more Doom in their lives.
And we'll see you in hell.
That's a killer catchphrase, actually.
What you interfere with now is bigger than you can imagine.
Uh-oh. Give me some of that Destiny space magic look. You missing it?
Bring down the heavens' wrath.
I hate Bethesda's website. It's just the biggest piece of shit in the world. I ran into this problem the other night when trying to install mods for Mod Club.
Time to give penance. You are but one man.
Oh my god, that grappling hook.
This looks pretty cool. Like I said earlier, I really need to go back and beat the first game.
Oh, the first game is great.
Oh, it is.
No longer your people to save.
Oh wow, you actually got a glimpse of his face.
Woo-hoo! It looks like they're adding to the whole rhythm-based gameplay formula.
Yeah.
In a really good way. I wonder how that's going to work.
Speaking of first-person shooters like this, where's Witch Runes, Witch Hunt, Witch Raven, whatever it's called, the game called?
Mm-hmm. I know which one you're talking about.
I hope I see that in E3.
Witchfire?
Witchfire, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Crash said she did a glory kill on it and didn't use that button. Someone's gonna break that down frame by frame.
Yeah, a lot of it's gonna. There's just going to have to be a lot of things. The things that are going to always hold is analog stick movement.
It looks
but
like
control mapping could be changeable. I don't remember in Doom, so I don't want to sync it on that. You just want to sync off of things that you know are going to stay the same.
What caught me twice was the weapon switching. Both times. It looked like she hit Y, and then she went back to the thumbstick, and 2 seconds later the weapon came back out while her fingers were on the touchscreen.
Yeah.
But like I said, I might be wrong. I might not have caught it properly.
Yeah.
As you just
I'm really
saw,
excited to see somebody break that down,
We're not just building
though.
a world for Doom. It's an entire universe. Earth is on the brink of annihilation. It's being consumed by demons. And your crusade to save it will take you across dimensions to locations never seen before in Doom, from heaven
This is kind of a
and hell
longer
to the Sentinel homeworld and beyond.
It is.
Yeah.
There is so much to see and discover, but Doom is first and foremost about gameplay. And Doom Eternal promises to be the ultimate power
Rated
fantasy.
NFBK, not
the
for
fun
bastard
comes
kids.
from mastering the experience, because you are the Doom Slayer, the strongest, fastest demon killer in existence, and nothing can stand in your way.
Absolutely. Of course, the challenge in Doom is all about handcrafted combat, but also engaging level design. And in Doom Eternal, the game always has something new to throw at you, even deep into the campaign.
You think they're going to end it
take
with
a look.
this?
I hope they do what they did last year, where they did like, oh, one more thing. And
Yeah.
then ES6 footage, but I doubt it. I want it to happen.
I think they're doing the smart thing, which in my opinion is to not talk about ES6. Oh, I love this.
You know, with that scenery right there and that dash, that does kind of remind me of Quake.
Quake is an ID soft game.
You don't say. A rad suit? Oh, we getting Fallout here, boys.
No, they're just saying it's a really cool suit.
Rad suit. I get it. It's rad. That was a cool cut.
Ooh. Man, I kind of want to go play Doom.
Yeah, I kind of do want to like install it again, but I'm trying to slog my way through Days Gone. Getting Metroid Prime vibes. I could actually see that.
You know what's funny is I literally just traded this in whenever I was at Brokeville trying to get games. I traded this in toward Plague Tale.
Couldn't have done that when
You know, it's
you have
so
digital.
important to us at id Software that every aspect of the gameplay
That's
has
I
real
don't care.
meaning to you, the player.
I was able to get money out
Every
of it.
enemy
Yeah,
is
but now you're sad
different,
because you don't have it.
every
I would.
weapon
I
has
don't
a
have to face
purpose,
those feelings.
and every decision
I'm not
you
sad.
make
I'm just
really
saying it's
counts.
funny.
November
The only
14th,
path to victory in
2019.
Doom Eternal is to aggressively control
Make
the
your
fight
guess.
with amazing agility, powerful guns,
September 24th.
and critical resources.
That's right, I'll tell you, we absolutely can't wait for you to play it. And some of you won't have to wait too long.
It's a
If you are lucky
Tuesday,
enough
too.
It is
to
a
be in the
Tuesday.
room
That was a
tonight,
good guess.
Go to November.
You'll have a chance to play it immediately
Thursday.
following the show.
November 15th.
So, but 14th
Oh, wait,
for midnight release.
There's a demo.
Hey, that's awesome.
Too bad I'm playing Destiny tonight.
Yeah, I'm playing Destiny.
And for
now,
those
dude.
not here, but at E3 this week, we'll have Doom Eternal playable in the Bethesda
Crash
booth
is throwing in
all
15th
week.
as well for November.
Yeah.
I think that companies are going
enough
to try their
talk.
best to stray
Let's
away
see
from
how
Death
it all
Stranding,
comes together.
just on the
And
off chance that it ends up
watch
being
as
a
this
crazy
perfect
big
killing
seller.
machine
But we'll
goes
see.
to work.
It's no Red Dead, but it's still cause for concern of why put your game close to it if you don't have to. You know? Oh, El Chabib said just the audience, so I think he's talking about the demo. Must be just for the show floor.
That's sad. I honestly would probably download and play it tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
We're getting that Domino's after this.
Watching games like this, though, and even playing the first Doom, just make me want them to make a new Unreal Tournament game.
Yeah. You know that's an id game?
Huh?
You know that's an id game?
No, it's an Epic game.
What's in the upper right corner?
Demonic corruption?
Yeah, that's a good eye. Maybe the amount of enemies you need to kill. That weapon switching is pretty dope.
Wonder if it has something to do with the character. But it's probably a clear out thing like you're talking about.
Well, he's killing a lot of enemies and it ain't moving.
It makes me wonder if it's how corrupt he is.
Yeah.
And if that happens as a when you're out in the elements in hell.
Maybe that's why he's moving so fast right now compared to the first game.
Maybe so.
Because he is kind of darting around quicker. Not much quicker, but a fair amount. Or maybe it's like a super ability of some sort.
Yeah, it has not moved at all.
Nope.
Oh man, this looks so good.
This looks great. I'm just kind of disappointed in what we've seen so far up to this. Except Arcane.
Yeah, the Arcane game looks really cool.
Pretty cool.
I do wish we would have seen gameplay, but I trust that studio enough. Prey was done by the Austin team, whereas Dishonored was always handled by the French team. So that's the team that made Dishonored.
Right. Is that speed boost in the first Doom game? Like where you can shoot forward a little bit? How early do you unlock that? Or how late do you unlock that?
I'm fairly positive I remember that being in the game, and probably about a third of the way through.
I know I didn't get super far.
I feel like.
I'm like maybe halfway through. I played for probably around 6 hours, I think, was my total play time.
Yeah, the game wasn't terribly long. Yeah, I agree. It would be more fluid if you know how much HP an enemy has before starting to consider your options of moving to the next enemy. I agree. And, I mean, that might be something they're addressing, but it doesn't look like it from what we're seeing. Unless there's something that's telling you this, but we're not clear on it yet. Like, it could be that when you're facing an enemy and they go in your highlight, that the compass bar up top glows a certain color based off of where their health is at. It's really hard to tell.
Speaking of that, what's up with Days Gone when my screen glows red?
I'd probably have to get a little bit more information out of you to try and understand what you mean.
It's just like as if I'm wounded. My screen's glowing red around the edges. And it looks like that's trying to tell me an enemy is nearby? Because my compass is also red?
It's when there is a infestation nearby that you can clear out.
Oh.
You'll see them on the map, too.
Big boy. Their demon designs are also pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. See, give me Rage 2's gameplay, which is essentially what this is looking more and more like, because Rage 2 is actually an improvement on Doom 1's gameplay because of the amount of weapons and abilities. But give me that with the Doom's a little more open-ended, but still linear gameplay, and I'm happy.
Yeah.
That was classic. Yeah, that was awesome. Thanks. We're so excited because the gameplay that you just saw is just a piece of what you're going to play this week at E3. Yeah. But I bet a lot of you are wondering, when do we get to play Doom Eternal at our home?
November 15th, 2019.
Well, you don't have to wait too much longer.
August?
Not quite tomorrow.
October 29th.
Doom Eternal will release on November 22nd.
I was so close.
You were closer than I was.
Within a week.
They said you don't have to wait that long. That's kind of a long time.
That is kind of a long time.
We're very excited about that.
In the grand
and
scheme
we've
of things,
got
it's not,
something
but-
really special for Doom fans. An amazing collector's edition we're really proud of.
Oh, dude, that's cool.
Yeah, that's an actual helmet.
Yeah, the last time y'all said that, though, it didn't end up too good.
You can wear that thing.
What do you mean?
The Fallout 76 collector's edition.
Yeah.
Is that Pete wearing a helmet?
What it looks like.
Does this one come with a bag? Because I hope to God it doesn't.
Already got it.
That's right.
Already a badass.
He's already got one on.
All right, well, we've got one more thing we know that you've been waiting to hear about. Our totally new Doom multiplayer experience.
I'm curious what they're
We call
doing
it
now
battle
that
mode.
Snap Map is gone.
We've been developing this in-house at id, and it's unlike anything you've played before.
Yeah, we've been so pumped at id to share this with you. This is pure Doom, but with your friends, where two player-controlled demons take on one fully loaded Slayer in a fight to the death. This is a first-person fighter, where it's demon strategy versus Slayer skill.
You know, we can't wait, because we know you'll love the different play styles of the various demons, because each has unique movement, attacks, and abilities.
They can even spawn AI demons to control the battlefield and help you take down the Slayer. It's strategic, competitive, and it's a ton of fun. And we can't wait to share more details with you this year at QuakeCon.
That's right, a lot more to share at QuakeCon, but before we go, we do want to take a first look at Doom Eternal's new multiplayer. On behalf of our amazing team at id in Dallas and Frankfurt, Germany, we want to thank you all so much for your support.
So is this the end of the
Thanks,
conference
everyone.
or the end of Doom?
I'm curious. I think it's the end of both. But we will see. Yeah, LTB, it's possible. And Corey, everything is always not like anything you've ever seen before because it sounds better, but sometimes it ends up being true. Destiny 2's Gambit mode is truly an original idea. And I actually enjoy Gambit. So, I mean, sometimes things are, you know, call a spade a spade. Some things may be things that you've never seen in gaming.
Slayer health critical. Slayer killed.
When was he talking about Destiny?
Well, he was talking about why is everything that we're hearing tonight about the... I like the fighting game style, where you have the two health bars up top, like he's talking about, and you see it's 0 to 1. He said it is fighting.
What a weird twist up compared to the traditional Doom multiplayer.
Well, I think you'll
Not
still
saying
have...
it's bad.
Yeah, I think you'll still have it. I think this is just the new element.
Because this is actually, I was going to say, one of the most original things I've seen, but then again, we saw...
Fight.
Why was Mortal Kombat? That was Mortal Kombat's announcement.
Well, I mean, if you really think about it, Mortal Kombat's announcer is just very similar to the way that those old first-person shooters like Unreal Tournament would be like, headshot.
Yeah, I guess that's true. What was that 4v4 game?
Another round of applause, please.
Which
for
one?
Marty Hugo
Made
and
by,
all of our presenters
Ninja Theory?
tonight.
Yes.
Oh, I don't remember the name off the top of my head.
That's the other one that I was thinking that is one of the most
And
original.
for everyone at our studios around the globe that have worked so hard on the great games you've seen tonight, we say thank you. 2019 marks 25 years of Doom. So to celebrate, we will be going all out with Doom at QuakeCon this summer. We're adding a whole host of panels and activities dedicated to Doom.
They
which
could
we
be done
call
LTB, but they could
DoomCon.
also pull that old lovely one more thing.
Yeah, see
but
what we did there?
if they
we
don't,
took out the Quake and put Doom.
that's fine. I actually would be
We hope you
relieved
can
to
come
see
hang
that
out
they
with
don't
us in
show
Dallas at our inaugural event in
Elder
London.
Scrolls 6
If you
because I
can't,
actually think
please
that's the
tune in
right
online.
move.
Until then,
That was me.
go to Bethesda.net for more info on all the games you saw tonight. If you're here at E3 this week, we'll have hands-on with many of our games, so be sure to stop by our booth. In the meantime, thanks for playing, thanks for watching, and thanks to all of you for being part of the Bethesda community. Have a great night.
This is what sucks whenever you do something like that one year, because it almost becomes expected.
You set a weird precedent, but you know, I will say I actually agree with them in not doing that in the long run of things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it makes it predictable.
Yes. It's like you almost want it to not be an every year thing.
Yeah, it would be a cool tradition to have.
I'm gonna crank this down a little bit so we can talk. I will say that for what I kind of think at this particular situation, I liken this to, there's a couple of moves that I think they could have easily done, or things that we thought when they first came up that would have been really bad. Like we think Orion early on seemed like it was going to be another streaming service, and that starts getting the thing right where gaming companies are going to this idea of streaming service, and I'm scared that they're going to do the same thing that Netflix and Hulu and everybody ended up doing, where they were the first to come out and do it or talk about it.
Monopolies.
But
they
now,
can do what they want.
as Netflix has killed its competition in the cable company and even satellite companies, now what are you seeing? Every company who had a TV thing like CBS and ABC and all these people and Disney are all coming out with their own streaming service, which completely nullifies the point of having Netflix and Hulu, or even just Hulu, to take care of all your TV needs, because everything's getting pulled off of all these other services to go to their exclusive one. And I was getting worried that's what we're going to start seeing in some of these. If there becomes too much competition in the game streaming space,
right,
it's almost going to be like, well, you can only play those here, and you can only play these here because we own them. It's like, well, Bethesda, it's more scary if Bethesda and Sony and Google are all in it in a way where they go, you can only play these and you can only play them on our streaming service, because then it's just like, it's a little more akin to what we already have in the console sphere, thankfully, but it was weird to do that in the bigger sense of what they had going on with the cable companies. And it's just, you don't want to see that kind of competition to where it forces them to end up pulling everything around, where EA goes, well, you can only play our games if you play them on our streaming service or our subscription service, which is another thing you're seeing run rampant, is a lot of companies like Ubisoft are rumored to have a streaming service. And it kind of gets to that point where it's like, is everybody going to end up having, or not a streaming service, I'm sorry, a subscription service.
Yeah.
So it's like, is everyone going to have a subscription service? It starts to kind of kill it, because it's like, I can't just get one subscription service that works as an act-all. So it's just like, you go, well, you're going to do this subscription service because it's going to keep you from buying all of our games. But if I'm paying for 4 subscription services monthly, then it kind of nullifies the fact I'm supposed to be saving money.
Right.
The only benefit that you get, I guess the net gain at that point, is that you do get to play every game.
Hey, El Chabib subscribe with Twitch Prime. Thank you,
Hey,
boy.
El Chabib, thanks, man. Appreciate you.
I subscribed with Twitch Prime to ourselves earlier today.
Gotta get that Twitch payout. But what I want to say right here for the time being, I am really curious to see what everyone else thought. But Saul, and y'all let us know on YouTube, in the Discord, wherever you end up watching this, if y'all want to let us know right now.
Compared
We'll
to
talk about
Microsoft, it's obviously lackluster, but I think that it was fine minus mobile games and stuff. Like, what they showed that I liked was good enough. Like, they showed Doom. I liked that. They showed Deathloop. That was pretty cool.
Hey, Zaku subscribed.
And hey, there's 2 Twitch Prime subscriptions. Don't forget, if you have Twitch Prime, it's free.
Or if you have Android, if you have Amazon Prime,
well, that gives you Twitch
then
Prime,
you get Twitch Prime.
But yeah, I mean, it was fine. It was kind of tedious in midway point there. I got kind of bored with just all that mobile stuff. But
yeah, sure. I'm with you on a lot of the stuff so far. I do think Doom looked great, and it's ironic that you went from saying that you didn't want to do a Doom deep dive to where I actually feel like if the Doom deep dive there, it would have ended up being.
Well, the rest of it was so subpar to me that I'm like, give me anything.
Yeah,
it's a game.
I mean, I was excited for it. Look, we got Drago saying 8 out of 10. And let's see, Crash says the Wolf on Brett shirt looks really surprised by how bad the Bethesda conference was.
I would say 5, maybe 6 out of 10.
Question I have for everyone in the chat, and even like I said, in general, if you're watching this later, do you agree with Saul that they probably should have shown Elder Scrolls 6 just to bring the excitement and hype that comes with E3 expectations up? Or do you think they played it smarter by not leaning too much on Elder Scrolls 6 and instead just mentioning it in passing, so that they kind of show people like, yes, we are aware that's what you want. We are still working on it, but we're not trying to be gratuitous in showing the game.
Well, and my thing is, too, is that Microsoft had Halo. Microsoft, had the great indie games. They had Cyberpunk. And then Nintendo is rumored to have Smash stuff, and then Animal Crossing, which is highly anticipated. So it's almost like I want, and then EA had not Battlefront, Star Wars. It's almost like I want everybody to have at least 2 games coming out the gate that are real strong. I could say that it had Doom, but I really can't say there's going to be 2 games there that have the mass popular following that I expected.
Yeah, I see. So 2, I do agree with you there.
ESO fit in there.
Maybe, yeah, that's fair enough. But that's also, it gets to be one of those things where it's not a new game, right? It's just continuing to update an existing service, and there is a different feeling to that.
Because one of the coolest things around E3 is the hype for everything, which is why I mentioned earlier, like, I'm not trying to get you down. I don't want you to think I'm not letting you enjoy a video game you like. It's just not for me. I'm just being honest with everybody there that I don't like it and why I don't like it. And if I don't like it, then you can agree with me or disagree, but then That's just why I don't like it.
Corey says, I think they shouldn't have even had a stage this year. I do agree
That's
with...
a little harsh.
Yeah, but I do agree with Kiki. Ghostwire was the only standout game.
Ghostwire, never mind.
I think if we're talking about
Ghostwire,
standout, I disagree a little bit only in the fact that I think from another standout perspective, Ghostwire had a lot of cool, very vague cryptic stuff going on in it, and I really do enjoy that. I wish that seeing even something that was remotely meant to be in engine would have solidified it a little bit more, but it was very interesting to me. Where we are right now, and the same criticism goes to the other game that also stood out to me, which was the Arcane Leon game, which is
Deathloop.
Yeah, Deathloop. I think that looks awesome, and I think it has the same thing going for it. It looks really out there. It looks unique, and they're both new IPs from companies that for a good bit now have been resting on the same franchise for a little too long.
Yeah, it's almost like Halo, where like I want to be excited for it, but I haven't seen gameplay, so like I don't really know where it's gonna stand and like what I want. So, but I do think that the definitely the idea of Ghostwire and Deathloop really, really, really interests me. So other than that, though, a lot of mobile games.
I'm really been
Sadly.
happy. I've been happy with how many new IPs we've been seeing today. And I'm wondering how much that's going to carry. Because you remember one of the things I said really early on, specifically for Square Enix, was that I hope that for once this year, even though we know Final Fantasy VII is going to be a big thing, that we see Square actually come out of the gate with some form of new IP. I have been actually surprised that we have 2 new IP from Bethesda, one IP that I don't care for. It's the phone game thing, but I'll still give them the credit of reviving an IP that's been unused in 20 years. So it's essentially new for a lot of people.
I would say that new. They're just the same way Fallout 3 was almost a new IP in a way.
Yeah.
Because it's just revitalizing something that hasn't been around for a while, and it's completely different than what it was.
Sure. Yeah, and then I think when you look at, and I don't know why I'm skipping out. I know that there was a new IP that Bethesda showed off today. I mean, that Microsoft showed off today that surprised me a little bit, that I didn't think they would go with a new IP. Of course, there was the one from Ninja Theory that
There was the
but the other one that surprised me, I don't know why
the really cool hand art game or hand drawn art game.
Out of it. No, that was Thunder Lotus. So that wasn't, and that was a Spirit, whatever it was called.
Yeah, I can't think of the name of it. Me and Aaron were talking about it earlier. Spirit Flare,
something like that. Yeah, Spirit Farer.
Something like that, yeah.
But that wasn't a in-house IP. But
I thought you were
either
talking
way,
about just brand new IPs.
Yeah, well, new IPs from companies that are
new IPs from the respective company.
From yes, exactly. Because I mean, seeing new IP across the board is great, and I think that that's one thing Microsoft had going for it versus Bethesda is that Bethesda is trying to keep everything within their own house, while Microsoft had the benefit of having a little more variety and spur of the moment in a way that came from all the indie games that they are inadvertently getting to put in their system and give a spotlight to, as it were. So I am curious to see what ends up happening, but you know what? LTB, good night. Thank you, man.
Yeah, thank you all for tuning in.
But that's going to be it from us as well. And what we will do, we're not doing digital revolvers.
No.
We're also very, I think me and Saul have agreed that we're not going to land on Ubisoft's. They tend to be really long, and I don't.
They're not really long, but they're filled with dance stuff and a lot of like weird breaks in it, stuff we don't really care about.
Yes,
but not only that, it's kind of weird to get together in the middle of the day, then go away, and then come back like we did today.
Yeah,
it separates family time and stuff. So we'll be here again tomorrow at 7 p.m. our time. Wait,
well, hold on, because when's Nintendo?
Nintendo is 11 a.m. Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll be here 11 a.m. our time Tuesday morning. So we'll be here,
and we'll cover Square tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow night for Square, which I think is 7 or 8, or I think it's 8.
Yes, I think that sounds 8 o'clock our time.
Well, you guys will know because we'll let you guys know the Discord on Twitter. But thank you all for tuning in, and we hope to see you guys tomorrow night.
I'm going to squeeze one more little thing from Oathkeeper Kiki in here real quick, because I think it's a cool one. Do you guys feel PlayStation didn't show up because most of their presentation would have been made up of games we already know about, kind of like these presentations? That the reason I even brought this in, Kiki, first of all, great question, but I think this is exactly why Sony essentially said that they didn't want to do E3 again. The games they have that are worth and ready to be shown are all games that we've already heard about and know about. And at some point, you don't want to come to an E3 stage only showing the same pony over and over again.
Yeah, it's the problem they've had for the past 3 years, where it's the same core games every single year.
And it would be exacerbated, right, at this point, because they wouldn't even have the in-between things that they've had.
Which is why I was actually very surprised with Microsoft, because we got technically Halo and technically Cyberpunk, right? Those are the only 2 games in there that was there last year.
Oh yeah, outside of like updates on Forza.
I mean,
and stuff
Gears,
like that.
yeah, Gears too. I forgot about
Yeah,
Gears, but
yeah.
but there's a lot of little surprises in there which have been lacking in Sony's department for the past, at least last year. I don't remember there being a
They've
single
been slowing
surprise.
down for sure. Last year was very slow, and a lot of it relied on third-party stuff like Resident Evil 2.
Yeah. Which was pretty cool. That was actually
yeah.
a good surprise last year. But
but that is it for us.
We're
Hope
gonna
you
go
guys
eat
have
pizza.
enjoyed this, and
Or at
we're
least
gonna
I am.
we're gonna eat something. We'll see what happens. But until next one, we hope to see you guys again for Square Enix Monday. We will do a post on all of our social media whenever it comes on. So we'll see you guys next time. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, guys.